Oh. Why is there no volume? Okay, Grack has retired from the race on lap 2. Further back from the rest of the grid, so something must have happened between them two. Nathan Hotspurs has got a time penalty, but Sheru, out of everyone, is on top right now. Purple second sector on lap 2, with NRX Sonoda coming up from 2nd to 7th. I mean 7th to 2nd. Bath holding position, with Noisy dropping 3 places at the start. Alexis Beast retiring from the race. Might be able to see what for. It's a virtual safety car, and Wildstorm has 10 seconds of penalties for corner cutting. The Wildstorm 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well, so it's not a great race for him so far. Both Aston Martins 11th and 12th. Virtual safety cars still. So Red Bull 1-3, Mercedes 2-4. NRX Sonoda really slowing down the grid for some reason. Green flag. And Sheru's just got a 5-second gap from all this. With Bas now trying to attack NRX Sonoda. Noisy trying to make that overtake on Bas around the outside. Gets a bit touchy there. Bas defends well enough. Yellow flags in sector 3. That is the Wildstorm. It's not a safety car or anything, so he can continue racing. With Mercedes and Red Bull making it 3 wide down the pit straight. Who's going to come out in front? Noisy gets the jump on Sonoda. Sonoda drops 2 places but fights back to 3rd. TTG Noisy, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Bas and Sonoda battling for 3rd place. Ronan trying to get now into the action but drops 2 places. 1 place, I mean. The Williams of Chris trying to have a look down the inside of Ronan. Ronan dropping that place again to Farron. They're having a nice battle. Ronan back up into 5th side. Wildstorm retires in the pits and has left the session. Ronan once again trying to have a look on the attack of Farron in the Alpine car. Down into turn 10. Barsford, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So 1 Mercedes driver, 1 Red Bull driver right now with a time penalty. Ronan has been handed a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well. But everyone is within a second of each other, all the way up to 7th place. And Sheru, Rainmaster right now, 6.6 seconds around that, and increasing. Purple first sector from him. Ronan's still hanging in there, trying to get that pass done. Too far back to make anything done for all these drivers right now. We'll see if Sheru gets the second sector. Purple, yes he will. He's really on a flying nap now. I'm not sure who holds it right now, but it sure looks like Sheru will. HyperX friends, 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's around half the grid now with time penalties. Yeah, and Sheru does get the fastest lap. A 1:27.359. Lap 6 now of 33. 7 seconds now a gap to Sheru from Noisy. Sheru now gets a 3 second time penalty for his troubles as well. Ronan falling back from Farron, falling into the grips of AFRL Chris now, only 8.5 seconds away. Everyone around a second or so apart from each other, so we might not see much DRS being used once it dries up, if it will. Both Mercedes drivers getting closer to each other, using each other for speed. Slipstream. Not much going on. Sheru once again a fastest lap, a 1:27.189. 7.5 seconds now apart from P2. NRX Sonoda, 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings. Only 4 drivers don't have penalties now. So getting close once again to Noisy, this time a bit closer. 5.5 tenths. AFRL Chris dabbling in that 1 second area. Purple first sector, second sector for Sonoda. Half a second between the two Mercedes still. NRX Sonoda steals the fastest lap off Sheru right now. 1:27.164 I believe that was. And NRX Sonoda gets through past Noisy. I didn't see it on camera. It looked like a very simple move though. Later braking out into turn 1. Noisy might have let him past in terms of team orders. Sonoda looks to be the fastest car out of the two Mercedes. Ronan crawling back into the fight for 5th place. AFRL Chris has managed to get past Ronan now. Bas with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Let's have an update on the time penalties. So 3 seconds for the top 3, and Bas with 6 seconds. No penalties for Farron and Chris, as Sheru gets the fastest lap back at 1:26.932. 3 seconds for Ronan, no penalties for the Flying Croat. 3 and 3 for HyperX Friends and Nathan Hotspurs, with none for Akuzi. Is he still here? Yes. He's not ghosted. Bath and Noisy, about the same distance away from the car in front of them. .8 seconds now, almost 9 seconds the gap from first to second. It looks like it should be a very dominant performance by Sheru. Only lap 9 though, so anything can still happen. 3 DNS right now. Wild Storm, Alexis Beast and Grack. Noisy getting within almost 5/10. Akuzi now has 3 seconds time penalty for exceeding track limits. Bas has now got 9 seconds in total for exceeding track limits. Both Mercedes switch back once again. Bas getting a lot closer this time though. It might not have worked out as Mercedes drivers hoped to, with Bas now only 6/10 behind Tsunoda. Nine and a half seconds the gap. It's getting a bit ridiculous now. Farron in a race of his own right now. Oh, Bas and Tsunoda going for a bit of overtaking each other. Tsunoda turns into Bas, who had the position. Tsunoda loses a lot of time now on the main straight. That's going to hurt his aerodynamics a lot. Ronan 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, but now Bas is up into 3rd. Tsunoda's now into the pit, so he would have had wing damage. Yes, he will. He's going to put on some new tyres as well. Farron a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Tsunoda down into 10th from the pit stop. Ronan almost just under 8/10 behind Chris, now only 5.5/10. The rain doesn't seem to be lightening anytime soon. Although it is getting a bit brighter. Nathan Hotspur's trying to have a look on HyperX Renz. We'll stay with Ronan though, as he's not that far away. And Eric Tsunoda should be cutting through the field with the slower drivers in front of him. Ronan going a bit too deep into the penultimate corner. Gonna lose him a bit of time to Chris. He's closing up a lot. Will he go look for the move? He looks for it. He can't find it though. He's a bit too far away. Ronan now 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings. While he's trying to get a bit closer to Chris. Chris gets a bit of oversteer. Ronan can't capitalise on it, or can he? He'll look for the dive down the inside. He makes it happen, but Chris is still right beside him. Chris has better acceleration out of the corner though, into turn 7, and they still hold position. Ronan goes for the dive bomb inside of turn 8. Will he have it? No, Chris will have it still. Chris just getting the better acceleration out of his tyres right now. And they're still battling almost a whole lap later. Got past the Kuzi. Now into 10th place. Ronan just over 6 tenths behind Chris, with a flying Croat coming behind him now. Kuzi with 3 second time penalty. Nathan Hotspur's not that far away from HyperX Rennes either. It's the fight for 5th place right now, with AFRL Chris, Ronan and NOX Flying Croat all within just under a second of each other. Ronan trying to carry as much speed into the corners as he can. Might not be a good idea though, as he almost goes wide. He might have just got a warning for that. Oh, show DNF in the pit lane. I'm not sure why or how he DNF'd. Maybe it was a manual DNF. I'm not sure. But that's just given Noisy the lead. And we're still with this battle for for 4th now. Ronan pushing Chris through turn 3. The Flying Croat now just behind Ronan. Probably only 2 tenths behind him. Three tenths the gap still. And Alex Sonoda not closing that much. Ronan tapping the back of Chris's car once again, telling him to hurry up probably. He just can't find a way past right now. Flying Croat looks to try and make a move on the exit of turn 12. Ronan with another 3 second time penalty, and Flying Croat gets a lot better traction out of the corner. Ronan almost forced into the pits after losing control of the car, almost taking out NRX Flying Croat in the process. I'm not sure he wanted to do this right now, but he's now in 10th. We've got a small train forming here of the Flying HyperX Rens, Nathan Hotspurs and AFRL Chris. Fast pitted not long ago. Down in 7th now from 2nd. Farron into 2nd. With Chris now up into 3rd. Flying Karat going very wide into the final corner. Two Williams drivers using each other for speed, and Eric Sonoda gets past in the meantime. It looks like they're going to make the switch between the two drivers. Flying Karat going ahead of AFRL Chris. Maybe somewhat dangerous re-entry onto the track, going right in front of his teammate. But the two drivers are still racing, so it's not that big of a deal. DRS was enabled just a few seconds ago, so the stewards think it's dry enough to have DRS, which means some drivers might think of pitting for the dry tyres as well, as Noisy does. We'll see what kind of tyres he puts on. It will be the medium tyres. He'll try and go to the end on them. I'm not sure it will work though. Farron into the pits as well. He puts on another set of intermediates. He might not have changed it in time, and that's going to ruin his race a bit. Flying Karat now in 2nd, overtaking Farron from in the pits, while AFRL Chris, his teammate, comes into the pits. Mediums for Chris, mediums for Nathan, mediums for Renz, and Sonoda and Akuzi into the pits. Mediums for Sonoda, mediums for Akuzi, and finally Ronan coming into the pits after probably being forced into making a 2-stop, maybe 3. He puts on the medium tyres as well. Akuzi gets past Sonoda as he comes out of the pit lane, probably hits the inside curb at turn 1 and loses a lot of time, and now trying to fight against Ronan with his tyres probably red hot. Ronan goes around the outside, not much Sonoda could do right there, and Sonoda maybe tries the dive bomb. Passes 5 seconds for corner cutting. Ronan and Sonoda battling like Ronan and Chris did. Ooh, Ronan losing it. Into turn 8 from turn 7. Flying Karat and Farron in the pits now. They're both going to be putting on the medium tyres. Fast gets does the undercut on them, as well as Chris and Nathan up into 4th and 13th. Enric Sonoda with 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. It might have been another time penalty just before that as well, I didn't see. Purple second sector for Bas. And if you thought the gap to the first place was insane at 9.5 seconds, try 19 seconds. The gap from Bas to Noisy, as I think it was Noisy who set the fastest lap. Must have been, because only Bas coming through the start finish line right now. Chris setting the fastest lap of the race, a 1:23.398. HyperX losing it out of the final corner just as Ronan did. He'll come into the pits. Probably needing a new front wing anyway from that. Jacuzzi up into 7th after overtaking Renz in the pits. Virtual safety car now. Not much going on now in the virtual safety car. There is too many penalties, you're right. DRS enabled after the end of the virtual safety car. We can carry on. Everyone's spread out quite a bit right now after that. AFRL Chris into 3rd place, as he was before. Everyone on the medium tyres. So it'll be down to driver skill and maybe some luck to get close enough to make an overtake on any other driver. Right now the closest driver to each other is probably flying Korat on Nathan Hotspurs. Bas a fastest lap of 1:20.681 for the Red Bull driver. It should be getting a bit lower now as the track is probably completely dry. Nathan Hotspurs has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Your penalty update: 3-second time penalty for Noisy, a 17-second penalty for Bas. Ronan now with the fastest lap. I told you it was getting quicker. A 1:20.081 for that Alfa Romeo driver. Chris still with no penalties. Nathan Hotspurs with 6 penalties. Flying Korat, the other Williams driver, both haven't got penalties yet. Maybe something in their debrief, their brief just before the race. Everyone else has got penalty. Noisy now 1:19.492. Farron with 6, Akuzi with 6, Sonoda with 6, Ronan with 24 seconds of penalties, and HyperX Renz 6 seconds. HyperX Renz 3-second time penalty, so he'll have 9 in total now. Flying Croat, I like to say that both Williams drivers haven't got penalties. One goes and gets one. He's now got 3 seconds in total. Akuzi with 3-second time penalty. Who was that? Farron maybe losing it a bit out of turn 3. It's going to be quite slow. Noisy 1:18.948 on the medium tyres, don't forget. Everyone gaps of about 3 seconds for the lowest gap. If this race is anything to go by, the championship is going to be very mixed. Ooh, NRX Sonoda trying to get a sling out of turn 3. He was going to go wide and you get a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. That is Flying Croat, turn 8. Losing it. And getting touched by Farron. Maybe Flying Croat didn't leave as much room as Farron wanted to, or maybe Farron just took way too much speed into turn 10 and couldn't brake in time. Fast with 3-second time penalty. He's now got 20 seconds, I think. Yes. Ronan has 27 seconds. Flying Croat with 3-second time penalty. Chris now has a time penalty as well. We'll see what that is. 3 seconds. So everyone now has a time penalty. We'll see how that plays out at the end of this lap. Is 10 laps to go. And as soon as Noisy gets past the line, now fastest lap, as I say this, 1:18.787, only 9 laps to go. I know Sonoda might be pushing a bit to try and get Farron. Maybe not using his ERS, losing about 3/10 on the main straight. Hyperx got a penalty for exceeding track limits. Not much in the way of action going on right now. Ooh, a bit of oversteer coming out of turn 5 for Sonoda. Sonoda and Farron still the only semi-close battle. Nathan Hotspur's in the pits for some reason. Maybe his tyres are not going to last until the end. Maybe he didn't take care of them as much as other drivers. He's on soft tyres now. And he'll come out in 8th place in front of Ronan. It's really noisy now, so it might have been an undercut from Nathan Hotspurs instead of not managing his tyres. So it's noisy now, has the gap as well as the pace to go onto the soft tyres. He'll come out in second, about 10 seconds, no, 5 seconds, 4.5. Yeah, around 4.5 seconds in front of Chris. No DRS from Nathan Hotspurs. Not close enough to Sonoda. Still not close enough to have a second go. But Nathan Hotspurs does get a purple first sector. So could he be on for a fastest lap? As long as Noisy doesn't guess it, he's a purple third sector, so I'm not surprised if he will this lap. No purple second though for Nathan Hotspurs. He's within the second though of Enric Sonoda. He'll get the DRS this lap, flying car with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Will... Oh! Bit of a late move defending by Enric Sonoda, pushing Nathan Hotspurs wide on the inside of turn 1, having to take the runoff in on the little straight between 1 and 2. That is very aggressive defending. TTG Noisy now will get the DRS behind Bast for the race lead. And it's going to be an easy move from TTG Noisy up into first with just under 4 laps to go. HyperX Ren spins at turn 8. AFRL Chris still in the medium tyres though. He'll try and make it to the end on them. He doesn't have the gap to the flying crap to get onto the softs, but he might be in penalties. Farron with a 3-second time penalty. Nathan Hotspurs did get past Sonoda now, so Sonoda's now on the attack on Nathan Hotspurs with a DRS, not close enough. If Sonoda didn't back out, that would have been a very silly move. Car pointed in a direction, not even on the apex, but he does make the right decision and backs out of that. TTG Noisy 1:17.558 fastest lap, with 3 laps to go now. Nathan Hotspurs only 1.3 seconds behind Farron. Farron on the medium tyres, Nathan Hotspurs on the soft tyres, so you'd expect Nathan Hotspurs to catch up in the final 2 laps. .2 seconds now the gap. Enric Sonoda with 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Let's have a look at the time penalties coming into the final lap and a half of this race. As it stands, TTG Noisy will win because Bast has 20 seconds worth of penalties. Chris has 3 seconds of penalties, putting him still third. No, up to second actually. Flying Corrupt moves to 5th? No, 4th maybe. Oh, Ronan out on turn 14? 13, 14? It's going to be gutted that he couldn't finish the race. Only had 1 lap to go. No virtual safety car, not enough debris on the track. Nathan Hotspur's going to have one last lap to try and get past Farron. Different tyre compounds. He's going to have the DRS also out of turn 4. We'll see if he can make a move down into turn 5. No, he's too far back, so it looks like, unless Farron makes a mistake, or Nathan Hotspur goes for a very ambitious dive bomb, it's going to finish P6 and P7 respectively for these. CTG Noisy, he has come across the line. He was so far in front, I didn't even see him finish the line until just now. He has won this social race. Not going to be any points awarded for his efforts. Eric Sonoda DNFing in turn 2 on his final lap. But Bas gets demoted to P3 after penalties. AFRL Chris gets promoted up to P2. Nathan Hotspur does get the P6, but only by penalties, not on track. He is going to feel quite happy about that. And here we see HyperX Renz trundling along. And there we go. Driver of the day, AFRL Chris. I'm not surprised after such an amazing performance. Only needed one stop to get P2. But the Mercedes driver of CTG Noisy wins this social race at Portimao. Podium celebrations for the top 3. And there you have it. The winner, CTG Noisy, also gets the fastest lap of this race. AFRL Chris coming second after being promoted from Bas's penalties up into P2, Bas down into P3, Flying Karat down to P4 from 10th as well. Akuzi up into 5th from 9th at the end the end of this race. Nathan Hotspur from 13th to 6th. He's had an amazing race as well. Farron in the Alpines finishes 7th. HyperX Renz in 8th, Eric Sonoda in 9th, Roland 10th, the last points-taking position, even though there's no points being paid out. 3 laps plus as well. Sheru, Wildstorm, Alexis Beast, 456 and Grak were the 4 DNFs of this race. And that is about it. Come back in 2 weeks, the 2nd of October. Is the first round of season 3 where we will be at Bahrain. We'll try and get more people to join us. But I will see you then.